Hello again, welcome back to the channel. It's John from Castle Kingdom here, and in this video we're going to be showing you how to set up a 3x6 marquee on your own. It can be done. Obviously if there's two of you it's going to be a lot easier to set up than it is on your own, but as I say, it can be done. There's just a little technique, putting it down the roof section, putting it up on one side, and then you lift all the rest of it up. Hello again, welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a little setup of a marquee. There's all the bits and pieces in there, quite a lot actually. So we've got lights, heaters, carpet, flooring, and a few other bits and pieces. No tables and chairs on this one, I think they're going to supply their own. And we're going to bring it into this property here. We've got a little side entrance which we're going to bring it down. It's got a little bit of clearance. I'll have to move this bag here, but that's pretty fine. We've got quite clear access. There's a little step up into the garden, so I'll probably have to carry it some of the way, but most of it we will get in, and hopefully everything will go tickety-boo. Now the weather's not great, it's a bit wet and a little bit windy, but it's typical October weather, start of October, so it's just going to be a cover. The actual function's for tomorrow, which is going to be dry and a little bit windy, but not raining. So today we're going to set it up the day before, so they've got it all ready and they can do a little bit of decorating inside. Okay, got my trolley, all my bits, let's get to it. Right, so first things first, you've got to get all the stuff into the property. Now as I was saying there, you've got a little side entrance on this job, which always makes it very handy. You can get them in nice and easy on the flatbed trolley like that. You ain't got to lift it up steps or anything like that. Some jobs you get to, it's all steps and it's all round corners and all sorts of aggravation, but on this one, nice and flat. Now when I take these jobs on now, I always kind of go out and do a measure up and check it, whether it's going to be easy to get it in. Some of them are terraced houses and you're going to have to bring it in through the house, through the front door. Now I don't often do these ones anymore, because if you happen to drop something off the trolley and it lands on the floor and they've got a tiled floor, then you've got some problems there. So I just say no to them ones, or I just point out to them there's a risk of something falling off and we will not be held responsible and you'd need to sign a piece of paperwork. But in general, I'll just ask them when I take the booking, have you got a side or rear entrance? If they say no, it's got to come through the house, I'll tend to let them ones go. Especially when you're carrying these poles in, like you can see there, they're pretty heavy, and if you was to just drop one of those inside the house, it's obviously not good. But anyway, in this one, as I say, now that wasn't an issue. We had a nice side entrance to get it all in. We got all the poles, all the fixings. The last of the stuff was just the roof section, which is coming round now, and that was it. Right, so the customers kindly made me a cup of coffee. This is the area we got to set it up in. It's quite a small space, as you can see. Got a patch of grass, so it's going to run long ways along here, and it's pretty much going to come to the end here. So it's going to be slightly raised up here where the mud is, but I'm going to put ground sheets down, so I'm going to keep it relatively dry. So first things first, we're going to lay it all out. Well, I did come over to measure the garden a couple of weeks ago just to make sure it was all going to fit, which it does, so that's all good. So I'll have my coffee and then we'll crack on. So that's the coffee out of the way, and it was starting to rain a little bit, not heavy but a little bit of drizzle. So one of those things, as soon as you get the roof section on, get that built, then you can start working inside. It doesn't hold you up with the rain. But like I say, it was forecast to be raining on and off. Some of it was quite heavy, to be honest, so I was glad to get sort of the main framework up. So I'm just carrying all the bits and pieces around there. They're the side panels. I'm putting them on top of a ground sheet to keep them dry, keep them from getting dirty, and then you just start building the framework. Now we just do these in sections here. They're 2 metre sections, these. That bit there's 2 metres in length, which is 6 metres, so there'll be 3 of those going in. So just build it as you're going along, putting your poles in. You've got A's, B's, C's and D's on these. They're different sizes, so you can you can sort of work out before you actually start building it, lay them out dry so you know exactly which ones are going to go in. So that's the framework there, that's the 6 metres. Then we go round with our mallet and we bash them all in. This is going to make it easier to get this canopy section on. If you don't bash them in, it's going to be hard to pull it in. And if it's an uneven garden, when you put them together, sometimes it just doesn't sit very well. So you want to go round with your mallet, bash them all in and tighten up all the little pegs. And then probably the trickiest bit really is getting the roof section on. You've got to do it sort of walking around it really and pulling it into place. And what I do is I'll get a couple of bungee ties and I'll tie them in the middle section, so that'll stop any wind blowing it away. But as this setup didn't have a lot of wind, it wasn't really an issue. So we just got our feet ready there, or our uprights as we call them. And you just lift the marquee up with one hand and put one of those in the middle, and then you can put the rest in. That's probably one of the heaviest bits really, because you've got to try and lift with one hand and put the pole in with the other. Obviously if there's 2 people, you're both lifting and putting a pole in each, makes it a lot easier. But as it's only a 3x6, they're not generally that heavy. So once you get it into position, before you put all the side and end panels on it, it's not too heavy. A 4 metre wide one's obviously going to be a lot heavier, and if you're doing a 4x8 or a 4x10, they are heavy and you do need 2 people to sort of pick those up. They can be done on their own, but it is a lot easier to do it with 2 people. But there you go, that's the framework up. Sort of get it roughly into place where you want it. Pull down the corner panels. Right, so we've got the frame up, as you can see. It fits in not too bad. We've only got a problem on this corner over here, because we've got the raised ground where the mud is, so it's sloping up. The rest of it's fairly level, so I may actually go in there and dig a little bit of that out, just so it sort of sits better, because that one there is slightly raised up. And then we could pack it up and make it all the way, but it's probably easy just to scrape a little bit out of there. But we'll see, actually, when you pull it down with the actual ties, it'll pull it down into place anyway. Now again, normally when I've got it on one side, I'll put the ends on, but because it's so muddy, it means it's going to be sort of trailing around in the dirt. I think I could put a ground sheet down, but I'm going to try and do that afterwards. So I've got it in position, and I'm going to put the 2 ends on and then the sides. Normally I would do this while it's on its side and I don't have to do it off a ladder, but in this case a ladder's what we're going to be needing. I've got one with me anyway, so ain't a problem. Okay, at least we're under cover now. It's starting to rain a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, so we're under cover. We can work inside now. Okay, so as I was saying there, I normally do this while it's only on one side, so it's easier to get the ends on without having to stand on a ladder. Sometimes if you're standing off a ladder and the ground's uneven, it's a bit tricky really. The ladder can start digging into the soft ground and rocking about a little bit. But in this case it was fairly level, just for this end here. We can see there that was a bit muddy and it raised up slightly, but I'm going to put a ground sheet down there just to keep the mud off it. Get up on a ladder and then just tie the ends on. Doesn't take too long, but I always do it the other way around if I possibly can. Right, after you've got the end panels on, then you're going to put the sides on, bungees along the top, just get it into place. Both sides. Now on this one they're going to have a panel left off at the end there, so they can walk straight through from the house, through the garden and to their log cabin there. Some of the guests are going to be in the log cabin, some in the marquee, and some I believe on the patio area where they're going to be having a barbecue. So I'm just going to leave that panel off, but I'm going to leave it on for now, show them how they can put it on and take it off again, because this is set up the day before. And obviously we don't want any animals coming in and making a mess inside. So it's always best to put the panels on, close it all up, and then show the customer how to take it out. It's pretty easy, it's just bungees top and bottom and zips at each side. Nice and easy. So there we go, we're just zipping it all up, putting our bungees on, tying it all into place. That makes the tent all nice and secure. Once you get all that done, it doesn't blow around too much. So once you've got all that framework built, and the next bit is putting in the lights. So I'm going to go around, put all the bungees on the ground bars there, tie everything up with the velcros, tighten it all in together, and then start putting our lights on. Now I'm running it from this corner around because that's where the power supply was. It was coming from their log cabin, so I ran it through a window, connected it, and then just run the lights all the way around the tent. Now it takes 2 sets of lights, this one, so it's always best when you get one on, go and check them, plug them in, because if you put another set on and they don't work, you're going to have to take them all off again. So I check them as I bring them up. And it took 2 sets of lights, so going round the edges and one down through the ceiling. So it makes it nice and bright. These are soft lights, these ones, so they're not really bright, but just enough really to lighten it up. Like I say, you can do these on its side as well rather than on the ladder, but as the ground was a bit spongy because of all the rain, I thought I'd just do it while it was all in position. Right, get all our bungees fixed, then we'll clear the area. Put another ground sheet down, putting 2 on this one because it was a bit damp. I wanted to make sure there was nothing moisture was going to come up through the ground and make the carpet all wet. Now some of it was on a patio area, some of it was on grass. Obviously when it's on the grass area you can nail it down, make it nice and tight and get it into position, which is what I've done here. Down one side on the left and along that top end. But some of it was actually on the patio area, so we couldn't get it nailed down. But as long as you get most of it done, you can then get those ground bars and pull it over the tent, and then when you strap it down afterwards at the end, that makes it nice and tight. As you can see, it got most of the creases out. There's a few in there, but it wasn't too bad. And we're going to supply some heating on this one. It wasn't actually cold, it was quite mild actually, but we're going to put them in anyway. The customer then can have the option of turning them on or just leaving them if they want it. Just warm it up a little bit before the guests come. So I'm just running the cable there along where the lights are. This is the cable for the heaters, the extension lead. Then we just plug in the little upright heaters. These are enough this time of year, normally those little convector heaters. And you can roll the panels up on this one as well, which I've just done there. And that's it. Okay, so that's it. That's it all set up. 3x6. It was a little bit tight in this corner here. As you can see, it was raised up a little bit, but it managed to get it in, pushed it over. There's only that little corner, but with the straps pulled it all down into place. Now I've put these panels on here. The reason I've left them off because this is going to be their entrance tomorrow, coming through here and into here. But I said for tonight, if you just leave it zipped up, that'll stop any animals, like foxes or cats coming in and obviously making a bit of a mess. We don't want that. So I said they can just zip it up tonight and then take this panel off tomorrow. It's going to be dry tomorrow, I believe. So we've got the carpet down. Again, it was a little bit uneven in places. It sort of comes, dips down and then it rises up again. So got it down the best I can and got most of the creases out. So that's pretty much it with the lights, the heaters. And we got all the straps on. We got 8 straps on, 1 on each down pole, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 on the other side. Some of the ground was a bit soft in places, so I doubled up. I put double pegs on them, so that will just stop it. Because I think tomorrow's going to be a little bit windy apparently, but that should be fine. So they're going to fold this panel back, same as that one, and then they've got access in and out. They're going to be doing a barbecue here, and they're going to be using this area as well. So they're going to be using the whole of the garden. So that's pretty much it. That's the 3x6 Marquee set up. It's been a bit wet, but it's drying out now, so that's all good. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.